Tole barattoota qaqqaalii baga nagaan gara Aliyi Science YouTube chaanaalitti nagaan dhuftanii har'as barnoota economics barattoota waggaa jalqabaa yookiin freshman economics yookiin introduction to economics irratti boqonnaa lamarraa gaafilee qormaataa 100 deebii isaanii wajjin qabadhee isiniif dhiyaadhee jira. So our today's tutorial is on freshman economics unit 2 100 exam question with answer or multiple question with 100 exam questions that's prepared from freshman economics or introduction to economics for freshman student tutorial in Afan Oromo. So don't forget your video ko kana ilaltan wanta sin dagachun qabne malida VPN yokin phone application ibanachun dagatina gaaf kana gaafa VPN ibanatani ilaltan video quality qabu kasirratti sin mudatu waan argitanif VPN ibanatani akka ilaltan asuman afirrakoti akkasuma warri like subscribe ngone haduma like subscribe gochun mati Aliyi Science tubta gaafa like subscribe gotan wanta angadi lakkisu dafe waan isin bira ga'uuf like subscribe gochun mati Aliyi Science tubta jechun afirrakoti. So let us start our tutorial on 100 exam questions that prepared from unit 2. So instruction that choose the best answer for the question from the given alternative. Filanno si kenname irratti hundaa'uudhaan gaafilee si dhiyaateef deebii sirrii ta'e filadhu jedha. Gaafii tokkoffaa which of the following is the primary focus of theory of demand? Gaafii tokkoffaan kan armaan gadii keessaa xiyyeeffannoo jalqabaa theory fedhii kan ta'e isa kam jedha. So the answer should be A, consumer behavior and factor affecting the demand. Means that the theory of demand theory investigates consumer behavior and identifies the factor influencing demand for a goods and service. Question number 2. Which of the following law states that as a price of commodity increase, the quantity demanded decrease, the vice versa holding the other factor constant? Gaafii lamaffaan seera armaan gadii keessaa isa kamtu gatiin meeshaa tokko akkuma dabalaa deemuun baay'ini gaafatame akka hir'atuu fi yoo faallaa kanaa ta'e immoo wantoonni biraa dhaabbataa akka ta'anitti faallaa kanaa ta'edha. So that should be the law of demand. Means that the law of demand says that as price of commodity increase, the quantity demanded decrease and vice versa holding the other factor constant. Question number 3. What happens to demand for complementary goods when the price of one of them increase? Gaafii sadaffaan fedhiin meeshaalee dabalataa yeroo gatiin isaanii tokko dabalaa deemu maal ta'edha. So that should be the demand for the other goods decrease. Means that the complementary goods an increase in a price of one good leads to decrease in demand for the other. Question number 4, which refers to a situation in which quantity demanded for a commodity equal to quantity supplied by quantity a commodity. Question number 4, haala baay'ini meeshaa tokko irraa barbaadamu baay'ini meeshaa tokkoof dhihaatu waliin walqixa yoo ta'e kun maal agarsiisaadha. So that should be a market equilibrium. Means that the market equilibrium refers to a situation in which quantity demanded for a commodity equal to quantity supplied for of a commodity. Question number 5. Why can't we purchase all that we need or desire? Gaafii shanaffaan wanta nu barbaachisu yookiin hawwin hunda bitachuu kan hin dandeenyeef maaliif jedha. So that should be C, limited income. Means that consumer income constrains the limit ability to purchase all desired goods and service. Question number 6. Why do demand curves typically slope downwards from the left to right? Gaafii jaffaan karbiiwwan fedhii akkaataa idileetiin maaliif bitaarraa gara mirgaa gaditti gadi qaxxaamuran jedha. So that should be C, inverse relationship of price and quantity. Means that demand curve slope downwards because of the price decrease, quantity demanded increase, reflecting the inverse relationship. Question number 7. What happens to equilibrium price if there is an increase in demand while supply remains constant? Gaafii torbaffaan dhiyeessiin dhaabbata ta'ee yeroo jiru osoo jiru fedhii yoo dabale gatiin wal madaalummaa yookiin equilibrium price in Malta. So that should be B, equilibrium price increase. Means that an increase in demand with a constant supply leads to higher equilibrium price and higher equilibrium quantity. Question number 8. What is the relationship between consumer expectations of future price and the current demand? Gabsa detafan hariiroon fayyadamtoonni gatii gara fuulduraa irraa eeguu fi fedhii amma jiru jidduu jiru maal jedhamadha. So that should be higher future price increase the current demand. Means that if consumer expect higher future price, they may increase current demand to avoid paying more later. Question number 9. What does the rightward shift in demand curve indicate? Jijjiiramni gara mirgaatti karbiin fedhii jiru maal agarsiisadha? So that should be A, increase in demand. Means that a rightward shift in demand curve indicates the increase in demand at any given price. Question number 10. What is the effect of decrease in price of substitute good on the demand for original good? Gaafi kurnaffaan gatiin meeshaa bakka bu'aa hir'achuu fedhii meeshaa jalqabaa irratti dhiibbaa akkamii qabatadha? So that should be B, decrease in demand for the original good. Means that a decrease in a price of substitute good makes it more attractive and leads to decrease in demand for the original good. Question number 11. What does the demand curve graphically represent? Gaaf kudha tokkoffaan karbiin fedhii graafiidhaan maal agarsiisadha? So that should be B, the relationship between price and quantity demanded. Means that the demand curve graphically represents the relationship between different quantity of commodity demanded by individual at a different price. Question number 12. Which term describes the list of quantity demanded at various price? Kaabi kun lamaffaan tarreen baay'ina gatii adda addaatiin gaafataman kan ibsu jecha isa kam jedha? So that should be C, demand schedule. Means that a demand schedule is a table showing quantity of commodity that consumers are willing to purchase at a various price level. Question number 30. Which factor is most likely to shift is the supply curve for the product? Gaaf kudha sadaffaa wanti meeshaa tokkoof karbiin dheesii jijjiiruuf carraa guddaa qabu isa kam jedha? So that should be D, change in production costs. Means that change in production costs such as wages and material price can shift the supply curve. Question number 40. What is the result of a leftward shift in the supply curve while demand remains constant? Kaabi kudha arfaffaan this supply keenya yeroo karbiin isaa leftward ta'e fedhiin dhaabbataa yeroo ta'utti kun maal fidadha? So that should be C, equilibrium quantity. Means that a leftward shift in supply curve indicating a decrease in supply result in higher equilibrium price and lower equilibrium quantity. Question number 50. What does horizontal demand curve indicate about price elasticity? Gaaf kudha shanaffaan karbiin fedhii horizontaalii waa'ee elasticity gatii maal agarsiisadha? So that should be A, perfectly elastic demand. Means that a horizontal demand curve indicates that perfectly elastic demand where quantity demanded changes infinitely with any change in price. Question number 60. What effect does government imposed price ceiling have on the market? Daangaan gatii mootummaan kaa'e gabaa irratti dhiibbaa akkamii qabaatadha? So that should be B, create a shortage. Means that a price ceiling set below the equilibrium price, creating shortage by increasing quantity demanded and decreasing quantity supply. Question number 70. Which of the following is an expectation to the law of demand? Gaaf kudha torbaffaan kan armaan gadii keessaa seera fedhii irraa kan hafe yookiin immoo expect kan ta'e kam jedha? Expectation kan ta'e kam jedha? So that should be D, given good. Given good are an expectation to law of demand where an increase in the price of good leads to increase in quantity demanded due to the income effect outweighing the substitution effect. Question number 18. Which goods are used jointly or consumed together such as cars and gas or line enhancing each other value? Gaaf kudha saddeettaffaan meeshaaleen kanneen akka konkolaataa fi beenzilaa waliin fayyadamuun yookiin waliin fayyadamuun gatii walii guddisan kan fayyadam. So that shall be D. Complementary goods. Means that complementary goods are used or consumed together, such as car and gasoline, enhancing each other value. Question number 90. What happens to demand curve when there is a change in any determinant of demand except the price of the good? Gaaf kudha salgaffaan gatiin meeshaa irraa kan hafe murteessaa fedhii kamiyyuu irratti jijjiiramni yoo kan uumu karvii fedhii maal ta'edha. So that should be B. Shift in demand curve. Means that changes in demand determine the other than the price result in shift of the curve demand curve, indicating increase or decrease in demand. Question number 20. What type of goods sees demand increase as consumer income rises or increase? Question number gaafin dedamafaan gosti meeshaalee akkamii galii fayyadamtoota dabaluu isaatiin fedhiin dabaluu agarsiisa. So that should be C. Normal goods. Means that demand for normal goods increase as consumer income increase. Kanaafuu galiin fayyadamtoota kan dabalu ta'e galiin normal goodii illee dabalaa deema jechuudha. Question number 21. What happens to demand for inferior goods as consumer income increase? Gaafii 21ffaan galiin fayyadamaa dabalaa dhufuun fedhiin meeshaalee gad aanaa maal ta'edha. So that should be B. Demand decrease. Means that demand for inferior goods decrease with increasing income, consumer income, as consumer shift towards the higher quantity goods. Question number 22. How do complementary goods affect each other demand? Gaafii 22ffaan meeshaaleen dabalataa fedhii waliinii irratti dhiibbaa akkamii geessisuu danda'edha. So that should be B. Inversely related. Means that for complementary goods, demand for one good is decreased with increasing the price of the other. Question number 23. Which of the following factor not directly influence demand? Gaafii 23ffaan wantoota armaan gadii keessaa fedhii irratti kallattiin dhiibbaa kan hin qabne yookiin dhiibbaa kan hin geggeessine kallattiidhaan isa kam jedha. So that should be A. Supply of a good. Means that demand determinant include consumer preference, income, the price of related goods, while supply of good directly influence supply, not a demand. Question number 24. What happens with the number of buyers in a market increase? Gaafii 24ffaan gabaa tokko keessatti lakkoofsi bitattootaa yeroo dabalu kun maal agarsiisa yookiin kun maal ta'edha. So that should be C. Demand increase. An increase in number of buyers leads to higher demand in a market. Question number 25. What type of demand response is typical for commodity like salt or food grains? Gaafii 25ffaan gosti elasticity meeshaalee akka soqiddaa fi fedhii midhaan nyaataa fedhii gosa akkamii adda ta'edha. So that should be C. Relatively inelastic demand. Means that basic necessity like salt or food grains exhibit relatively inelastic demand, meaning that their quantity demanded does not change significantly with price changes. Question number 26. What type of elasticity indicates Luraxi product? Gaafii 26ffaan gosti elasticity meeshaalee qananiin agarsiisan maal kan akkamiitidha. So that should be D. Elastic demand. Means that Luraxi products typically have elastic demand, meaning their quantity demanded is highly responsive to the price changes. Question number 27. When is demand considered unitary elastic? Gaafii 27ffaan fedhiin yoom akka elasticii unitariitti ilaalamedha. So that should be C. When elasticity equal to 1. Means that demand is unitary elastic when price elasticity of demand equals 1, meaning that percentage changes in price quantity demanded are equal. Question number 28. Which method of measuring price elasticity is useful when there are large gaps in price changes? Gaafii 28ffaan jijjiiramni gatii keessatti qaawwi guddaa yoo kan jiraatu ta'e mala elasticity gatii safaruu isa kamiin safarradha. So that should be B. Arc elasticity method. Means that the arc elasticity method is suitable for measuring elasticity over a range, especially useful when there is a notable gap in price changes. Question number 29. which term describes the responsive quantity demanded to change in the price. Gaafii 29 jecha kamtu deebii baay'ini gaafatame jijjiirama gatii isaa kan ibsu isa kam jedhama. So that should be A, elasticity of the demand. Means that elasticity of the demand measures how sensitive or responsive to quantity demanded is to change in the price of good. Question number 30. In terms of price elasticity, what type of product is highly responsive to the price change? Gaafii 30 gosa elastic gatiitiin gosti meeshaa jijjiirama gatiitiif deebii ol'aanaa akka kennu taasisu isa kam jedhama. So that should be C, elastic product. Means that elastic products are highly responsive to price change with a significant change in quantity demanded. Question number 31. What happens to demand for luxury goods as consumer income increase? Gaafii 31 galiin fayyadamtoota dabalaa yoo dhufu fedhiin meeshaalee qananiin maal ta'edha yookiin meeshaaleen sirriitti wanna quality olaanaa qaban maal ta'edha. So that should be D, it increases significantly. Means that as consumer income increase, the demand for luxury goods rise sharply, reflecting their elastic nature. Question number 32. What characterizes a product with perfectly inelastic demand? Gaafii 32 oomisha fedhii guutummaatti hin kan hin elastikii qabu inelastikii qabu akka qabaatu amala maaltu godhaadha. So that should be A, elasticity equal to 0. Means that when elasticity equals to 0, the product demand is perfectly inelastic, indicating the quantity demanded remains unchanged regardless the price changes. Question number 33. What impact does the availability of substitute have on price elastic demand? Gaafii 33 argamuun bakka bu'uun yookiin elasticity gatii fedhii irratti dhiibbaa akkamii qabaadha. So that should be A, makes demand more inelastic. Means that availability of substitute increase a price elasticity of demand since consumer can easily switch to alternative product. Question number 34. What describes the measure of responsiveness of demand to changes in consumer income? So gaafii 34 safartuun deebii fedhii jijjiirama galii fayyadamtoota maaltu ibsadha. So that should be C, income elasticity of the demand. Means that income elasticity of the demand measures how demand for product responds to the changes in consumer income. Question number 35. What type of goods has positive income elasticity greater than 1? Gaafii 35 gosti meeshaa akkamii elasticity gatii positive tokko ol qabadha. So that should be B, luxury goods. Means that a good with a positive income elasticity greater than 1 are considered as luxury goods, indicating that demand increase proportionality more than income. Question number 36. What does negative cross price elasticity of demand indicate? Gaafii 36 elasticity gatii qaxxaamura negative fedhii maal agarsiisadha. So that should be C, goods are complement. Means that a negative cross price elasticity indicates that an increase in price of one good leads to decrease in other demand for its complement. Question number 37, which refers to the different quantity of product that sellers are willing and able to offer for sale at various price level. Gaafii 37 isa ka jecha kamtu baay'ina adda addaa oomisha gurgurtoonni sadarkaa gatii adda addaatiin gurgurtaaf dhiyeessuuf fedhii fi dandeettii qaban agarsiisadha. So that should be A, supply. Means that supply refers to the different quantity of product that sellers are willing and able to offer for sale at a various price level. Question number 38. Which factor does not directly influence the supply of the product? Gaafii 38 dhiyeessii oomisha tokko irratti kallattiin dhiibbaa kan hin geggeessine kam jedha. So that should be C, consumer preference. Means that consumer preference influence the demand, not supply. Supply related factors include cost, input, technology, and the number of the sellers. Question number 39. What caused a leftward shift in supply curve? Gaafii 39 karbiin dhiyeessii gara bitaatti akka jijjiiramu maaltu fidadha. So that should be C, increase in input price. means that an increase in the cost of input reduce supply and causing supply curve to shift leftwards. Question number 40, which law states that as the price of product increase, the quantity supplied also increase as vice versa. Gaafii afurtamaffaan seera kamtu akka gatiin oomisha tokkoo dabalaa deemuun baay'inni dhiyaatus akka dabalu fi faallaa isaa kanaa ta'u taasisadha. So that should be B, law of supply. Means that law of supply states that as a price of product increase, the quantity supplied also increase and vice versa. Question number 41, how does technology advancement affect the supply of carb? Gaafii afurtamii tokkoffaan guddinni technology carbii dhiyeessii irratti dhiibbaa akkamii qabaadha. So that should be C, shift the supply curve to the right. Means that technological advancement enable producers to supply more efficiently, causing supply curve to shift outward to the right. Question number 42, what happens to the supply curve of agricultural product with good weather condition? Gaafii afurtamii lammaffaan karbiin dhiyeessii oomishaalee qonnaa haala qilleensa gaarii yoo qabaate kun maal ta'edha? So that should be A, shift outwards. Means that a favorable weather condition boosts the supply of agricultural products, shifts the supply curve outwards. Question number 43, which factor influences the supply of altering the cost of production directly? Gaafii afurtamii sadaffaan baasiin oomisha kallattiin jijjiiruun dhiyeessii irratti dhiibbaa kan uumu isa kamidha? So that should be C, changes in input price. Means that changes in input price directly affect production of costs, influencing the supply of goods. Question number 44, which one is a tabular the representation of quantity supplied at various price level? Gaafii afurtamii arfaffaan bakka bu'iinsa gabatee baay'ina sadarkaa gatii kan adda addaatiin dhiyaate ibsu isa kamidha? So that should be A, supply schedule. Means that a supply schedule is a tabular representation of quantity supplied at various price level. Question number 45, how is a market supply curve derived? Gaafii afurtamii shanaffaan karbiin dhiyeessii gabaa akkamiin argamadha? So that should be C, by horizontally adding or summing quantity of supplied at each price. Means that the market supply curve is derived by horizontally summing the quantity or adding the quantity supplied by all producers at each price level. Question number 46, which of the following best describe perfectly inelastic supply? Gaafii afurtamii jaffaan kanneen armaan gadii keessaa kamtu dhiyeessii guutumaan guututti inelastikii ta'e akka gaariitti ibsadha? So that should be B, supply curve is vertical. Means that perfectly inelastic supply means that the quantity supplied remains constant regardless the price changes, representing vertical supply curve. Question number 47, which factor can cause market supply curve to shift rightwards? Gaafii afurtamii torbaffaan qabxiin karbii dhiyeessii gabaa gara mirgaatti akka ce'u godhu danda'u isa kamidha? So that should be A, technological advancement. Means that advance in production of technology enables producers to supply more, shifting the supply curve outwardly. Question number 48, how does an increase in number of sellers affect market supply? Gaafii afurtamii saddeettaffaan lakkoofsi gurgurtootaa yeroo dabaluu isaatiin dhiyeessiin gabaa irratti dhiibbaa akkamii qabadha? So that should be D, increase overall market supply. Means that an increase in number of sellers leads to increase overall supply in the market. Question number 49, what characterizes perfectly inelastic supply? Gaafii afurtamii salgaffaan dhiyeessiin guutumaan guututti elastikii akka ta'u amala akkamii qabaachuu danda'adha yookiin agarsiisadha? So that should be B, horizontally supply curve. Means that when supply is perfectly elastic, the supply curve is horizontal, indicating that any change in price leads to an infinite change in quantity supplied. Question number 50, what is the impact on supply when producers expect future price to rise? Gaafii shantamaffaan oomishtoonni gatiin gara fuulduraa akka dabalu yoo eegan dhiibbaa dhiyeessii irratti qabu maal jedha. So that should be D, decreased current supply. Means that the producers may holding supply in anticipation of higher future price leading to decrease in the current market supply. Question number 51. What happens when the price is above equilibrium level? Gaafi shanta bitakoffan gatiin sadarkaa wal madaalummaa yeroo wal madaalummaati ol yeroo ta'u kun maal ta'edha. So that should be C, market surplus. When the price is above equilibrium level, there is a market surplus as the quantity supplied exceeds the quantity of demand. Question number 52. What occurs if the price is below equilibrium level? Gaafi shanta milaffan gatiin sadarkaa wal madaalummaa gadi yoo ta'e kun maal uumaadha. So that should be A, market shortage. Means that when the price is below equilibrium level, there is market shortage as quantity demand exceeds the quantity of supply. Question number 53. How is equilibrium price affected when demand increase and the supply remains constant? Gaafi shanta sadafan yeroo fedhiin dabalu fi dhiyeessiin dhaabbataa ta'e hafu gatiin wal madaalummaa akkamitti dhiibbaa qabaadha. So that should be C, equilibrium price increase. Means that an increase in demand with supply remains constant, it leads to higher equilibrium price. Question number 54. How does a simultaneously increase in both demand and supply affect price? Gaafi shantamii arfaffan fedhii fi dhiyeessiin yeroo tokkotti yoo dabalu gatii irratti dhiibbaa akkamii qabaatadha. So that should be D, price might rise or fall. So the impact on the price depends on the whether the increase in the demand is greater or less than the income in supply. Question number 55. How does an increase in consumer income generally affect the demand for normal goods? Gaafi shantamii shanaffan daballan galiin fayyadamtoota akka waliigalaatti fedhii meeshaalee idilee irratti dhiibbaa akkamii qabaatadha. So that should be A, increase in demand. Means that an increase in consumer income typically leads to increase in demand for normal goods. Question number 56. When demand shifts leftward and supply remains unchanged, the equilibrium price will be gaafi shantamii jaffan yeroo fedhiin gara bitaatti ce'ee fi akkasuma dhiyeessiin osoo hin jijjiiramne hafu gatiin wal madaalama yookiin immoo equilibrium price maal ta'edha. So that should be A, decrease. Means that a leftward shift in demand with supply remaining constant decrease in equilibrium price. Question number 57. What happens to market supply if there is an indicate in number of sellers? Gaafi shantamii torbaffan maal jedha. Lakkoofsi gurgurtoota yoo dabale dhiyeessiin gabaa maal ta'edha. So that should be B, market supply increase. Means that an increase in number of sellers leads to higher market supply. Question number 58. How is a price elasticity of supply related to time? Gaafi shantamii saddeettaffan elasticity gatii dhiyeessii yeroo wajjin akkamitti wal qabatadha. So that should be D, more elastic in a long run. Means that over a time producers can adjust their production level and resource, making supply more elastic in a long run. Question number 59. Question number 59. What result from combined increase both demand and supply? Gaafi shantamii salgaffan fedhii fi dhiyeessiin walitti makame dabaluu irraa maaltu argamadha. So that should be D, increase in equilibrium quantity. Means that a simultaneously increase in both demand and supply leads to higher equilibrium quantity, although affect the price will depend on the alternative magnitude of the changes. Question number 60. A good that experience a decrease in demand as income increase is called gaafi jaatamaffaan meeshaan akkuma galiin dabalaa deemuun fedhiin isaa hir'achuu deemu maal jedhamadha. So that should be C, inferior goods. Means that an inferior goods sees its demand drop as consumer income rise. Question number 61. Which of the following is an example of good normal goods? Gaafi jaatamii tokkoffaan kan armaan gadii keessaa fakkeenya gaarii idilee kan ta'e isa kami jedha. So that should be C, household applicants. means that household applicants are normal goods as their demand increase with increase in consumer income. Question number 62. Which of the following is an example of an inferior goods? Gaafi 62 kan armaan gadii keessa fakkeenya meeshaa gatii gad aanaa ta'e isa kam jedha. So that should be C, generic brand food products. Means that generic brand food products are inferior goods as their demand increase when consumer income rise. Question number 63. Which goods experience an increase in demand as income increases? Gaafi 63 galiin dabalaa deemuun fedhiin isaa kan dabalu kan armaan gadi keessa isa kam jedha. So that should be D, normal goods. Means that normal goods experience an increase in demand due to increase in consumer income. Question number 64. Which goods satisfies the same basic want and can be used in place of another? Gaafi 64 meeshaaleen fedhii bu'uuraa wal fakkaataa kanneen qaban guutanii fi bakka waliinii isaanii kan fayyadamuu danda'an kanneen armaan gadii keessa kam jedha. So that should be A, substitute goods. Means that a substitute goods satisfies the same basic want and can be used in place of another. Question number 65. Which of the following is an example of complementary goods? Gaafi 65 kan armaan gadii keessa fakkeenya gaarummaa dabalataa kan ta'e kam jedha. So that should be B, bread and butter. Means that meeshaan walwajjin fayyadamnu jechuudha. Al takka lamaan wal faana fayyadamnu yookiin kan wal tolchan jechuudha. So the answer will be bread and butter are complementary goods as they often used together. Gaafi question number 66. Which of the following is example of substitute goods? Gaafi 66 kan armaan gadii keessa fakkeenya gaarii bakka bu'a yookiin meeshaa walii bakka bu'u kan ta'e isa kam jedha. So that should be C, tea and coffee. Means that tea and coffee are substitute goods as they satisfy the same basic want and can be used interchangeably. Question number 67. Which of the following is total demand for all brands that represent a given product service? Gaafi 67 fedhiin waliigalaa maqaawwan oomishaa fi tajaajila kenname tokko bakka bu'ummaan hundaaf kanneen kennan kan armaan gadii keessa kam jedha. So that should be B, primary demand. Means that the primary demand is a total demand for all brands that represent a given product or service. Question number 68. Which of the following represent the total quantity demanded by all consumers in the market? Gaafi 68 kan armaan gadii keessa baay'ina waliigala fayyadamtoonni gabaa keessa jiran hundi gaafatan kan bakka bu'u isa kam jedha. So that should be A, market demand. Means that market demand represents the total quantity demanded by all consumers in a market. Question number 69. Which of the following is demand for one particular brand of a product or service? Gaafi 69 fedhiin maqaa addaa oomisha yookiin tajaajila tokko kennaman kan armaan gadii keessa isa kam jedha. So that should be A, selective demand. Means that selective demand is a demand for one particular brand of product or service. Question number 70. Which represents the quantity of good that a single consumer would buy at a specific price point at a specific point in a time. Gaafi 70 isa kamtu baay'ina meeshaa fayyadaman tokko yeroo murtaa'e tokko keessatti gatii murtaa'een bitu kan bakka bu'u isa kam jedha. So that should be C, individual demand. Means that individual demand represents a quantity of goods that single consumer would buy at a specific price point at a specific time in a point time. Question number 71. What does individual supply describe? Gaafi 77 dhiyeessiin dhuunfaa maal ibsadha. So that should be C, quantity supplied by a single firm. Means that individual supply describe a willingness of a single firm to provide a specific quantity of a good or service to the market over a given period of time. Question number 72. Which of the following factor influence individual supply? Gaafi 72 wantoota armaan gadii keessaa kamtu dhiyeessii dhuunfaa irratti dhiibbaa qabadha. So that should be D, government policies, cost of production and price of product. means that factor influencing individual supply include government policy, cost of production, and price of the product. Question number 73, which represent the total quantity of good or service that producers are willing and able to supply at a given price in a given time of trade. Gaafii 73 baay'ina waliigala meeshaalee yookiin tajaajila oomishtoonni yeroo murtaa'e keessatti gatii murtaa'e dhiyeessuuf fedhii fi dandeettii qaban maal bakka bu'aadha. So that should be market supply. Means that market supply represents a total quantity of goods or service that producers are willing and able to supply at a given price in a given time of trade. Question number 74. Blank space is a situation where price is below equilibrium price leading to quantity demanded exceed quantity of supply. Iddoon waan yeroo gatiin hamma badaalawaati gadi ta'ee fi hammi fedhiin dabaluu fi hammi dhiyeessii kan itti caalu maal bakka duwwaa jedhamadha. So that should be a excess demand. Means that excess demand is a situation where price is below its equilibrium price lead to quantity demanded exceed quantity supplied. Question number 75, what is excess supply? Dhiyeessii garmalee jechuun maal jechuudha? So that should be C, situation where price above equilibrium price. Means that excess supply is situation where price is above equilibrium price lead to a quantity supplied exceed quantity of demanded. Question number 76, what happens when there is excess demand? Gaafii 77 yeroo fedhiin garmalee jiru maaltu ta'edha? So that should be a shortage of goods puts upward pressure on the price. Means that when there is excess demand, there is a shortage of goods which puts upward pressure on a price as more buyers chase the available goods. Question number 77, what is the main determinant of quantity demanded for commodity? Gaafii 77 baay'ina meeshaa tokkoof gaafatamu murteessaan inni guddaan maal jedha? So that should be price of the commodity. Means that the price of commodity is the primary determinant of quantity demanded as stated in law of demand. Question number 78, what happens when there is excess supply? Gaafii 78 yeroo dhiyeessiin garmalee jiru maaltu ta'a jedha? So that should be a surplus of goods putting downward pressure on the price. Means that when there is excess supply, there is surplus of goods which put downward pressure on the price as manufacturers compete for sale their excess inventories. Question number 79, which type of goods are likely to have inelastic demand? Gaafii 79 gosti meeshaa fedhii inelastic qabaachuu qabu isa kam jedha? So that should be C, necessity goods. Means that necessity goods tend to have inelastic demand because consumer continue to buy them even when the price changes. Question number 80, which of the following is an example of product with elastic demand? Gaafii 80 kan armaan gadii keessaa fakkeenya oomisha fedhii elastic qabu isa kam jedha? So that should be C, demands. Means that demand are luxury good products and determinant for luxury goods tend to be elastic, meaning that the quantity demanded responds significantly to price of changes. Question number 81, what does it mean if the price elasticity of demand is equal to 0? Gaafii 81 yeroo elasticity gatii fedhii 0 waliin wal qixa ta'e kun maal jechuudha? So that should be D, demand is perfectly inelastic. Means that if the price of elasticity of demand is equal to 0, demand is perfectly inelastic, meaning that quantity demand does not respond to all the price changes. Question number 82, what does it mean if the price elasticity of demand is greater than 1? Gaafii 82 yeroo elasticity gatii fedhii tokko ol ta'e kun maal jechuudha? So that should be B, demand is elastic. Means that if the price elasticity of demand is greater than 1, demand is elastic, meaning that quantity demand responds significantly to the price changes. Question number 83, what is the main drawback of point of elasticity demand? Gaafii 83 hanqinni guddaan mala elasticity qabxii maal jedhamadha? So that should be C, it requires slight changes in price and quantity. Means that the point elasticity method is applicable when we have information about even a slight change in price and the quantity demanded, which is often not available in practice. Question number 84. If the income elasticity of demand for a good is positive, what type of good it is? Gaafsa deetamee elasticity galii fedhii meeshaa tokko positive yoo ta'e gosa meeshaa akkamiiti kun jedha. So that should be B, normal goods. Means that if the income elasticity of demand is positive, the good is considered a normal good, meaning that demand increase as income increase. Question number 85. If two goods have positive cross elasticity of demand, what type of goods they are? Gaafsa deetamee shanaffaan meeshaaleen lama fedhii filannoo elasticity positive yoo qabaatan gosa meeshaalee akkamiiti isaan kun jedha. So that should be B, substitute goods. Means that if two goods have positive cross elasticity of demand, they have substitute goods. They are substitute goods, meaning that increase in price of one leads to increase in the demand for the other. Question number 86. If two goods have negative cross elasticity of demand, what type of goods they have? Gaafii 86ffaan meeshaaleen lama fedhii qaxxaamuru isaanii elasticity isaanii negative yoo ta'e gosa meeshaalee akkamiiti isaan kun jedha. So that should be A, complementary goods. Means that if two goods have negative cross elasticity of demand, they are complementary goods, meaning that increase in price of one leads to decrease in demand for the other. Question number 87. Which of the following goods is likely to have perfectly inelastic demand? Gaafii 87ffaan meeshaalee armaan gadii keessaa fedhii guutummaa inelastikii kan qabaachuu danda'u isa kamidha. So that should be D, insulin for diabetic patient. Means that insulin for diabetic patient is likely to have perfectly inelastic demand because it is necessary the medication and the quantity demanded does not change with price. Question number 88. What is likely to happen to total revenue if the firm raises the price of a product with elastic demand? Gaafii 88ffaan dhaabbanni tokko gatii oomisha fedhii elastikii qabu yoo ol kaasu ta'e galii waliigalaa maal ta'edha. So that should be C, the total revenue decrease. Means that if a firm is raise the price of product with elastic demand, total revenue is likely to decrease because significant decrease in quantity demanded outweighs in the price increase in the price. Question number 89. Which of the following is not determinant of supply? Gaafii 89ffaan kanneen armaan gadii keessaa kamtu murteessaa dhiyeessii miti jedha. Kan hin taane kamidha. So that should be B, price of related product. Means that consumer tastes. So that should be C, consumer tastes and preference. Means that consumer tastes and preference are determinant of demand, not supply. So the answer should be perfectly C, consumer tastes and preference. Question number 90. Which goods are used or consumed together, such as car and the gas online, exchanging each other value? Gaafii 90ffaan meeshaaleen kanneen akka konkolaataa fi beenzilaa waliin yeroo fayyadamnu gatiin waliinii guddisuu kam agarsiisadha. So that should be C, goods are that are used jointly or comparatively. Means that complementary goods are used or consumed together, such as cars and gasoline, enhancing each other value. Question number 91. Which of the following happen at equilibrium price? Gaafii 91ffaan kanneen armaan gadii keessaa kamtu gatii wal madaalummaa yookiin equilibrium price irratti kan ta'u kam jedha. So that should be C, market clears. Means that at equilibrium price, market clears because quantity demanded equals to quantity supplied. Question number 92. Which of the following determined price elasticity of demand? Gaafii 92ffaan kanneen armaan gadii keessaa kamtu elasticity gatii fedhii murteessaadha. So that should be D, all of the above. Hunduu ta'a jechuudha. Elasticity demand, the price of elasticity demand is determined by factors such as availability of the substitute, nature of commodity, proportion of income spent, and the time. Question number 93. What effect does availability of substitute have on a price elasticity of demand? Gaafii 93ffaan argamuun bakka bu'oonni elasticity gatii fedhii irratti dhiibbaa akkamii qabu jedha. So that should be A makes demand more elastic. Means that the more substitute available, the more for product, the more elastic demand price elasticity of the demand consumer can easily switch to other product if the price changes. Question number 94. According to law of demand, what happens when the price commodity increase? Gaafii 94ffaan akka seera fedhiitti gatiin meeshaa tokko yeroo dabalu kun maal ta'a jedha. So that should be B quantity demand decrease. Means that the law of demand states that other things remain constant, quantity demanded for commodity decrease when price it increase. Question number 95. If the price of a tea is in a cafe rise from 10 to 50 and a demand of coffee rise from 3,000 to 5,000, what is the cross price elasticity? Gaafii 95ffaan yeroo gatiin shaayii kaafee tokko 10 gara 15tti ol guddatee fi fedhiin bunaa immoo 3,000 gara 5,000tti ol ka'u ta'e elasticity'n gatii qaxxaamuraa maal ta'edha? So that should be C 1.3. Means that yeroo waan kana calculate goonu elasticity'n cross elasticity'n qixxeeta change in quantity demanded over change in price of good X over Y. So kana gaafa price shaayii gara bunaa gaafa calculate goone hojjennu tokko tuqaa 3 arganna jechuudha. Tokko tuqaa 3 ta'a jechuudha. Question number 96. Does proportion of household income spent on the commodity increase or decrease as income increase? Gaafii 96ffaan galiin dabalaa deemuun qoodni galii maatii meeshaa sanaaf bahu ni dabalamoo ni hir'atadha. So that should be B decrease. Means that an income increase, the proportion spent on normal goods become reduced as a part of total income. Question number 97. A given quantity demand is 50 minus the price when price equal to quantity supplied plus 5. What is equilibrium price? Gaafii nu kenneem kanaaf deebii isaa data jechuudha. 27.5. Means that gaaf kana calculate goonu equilibrium price in organ price in 27.5 of actual. Question number 98. The demand for tickets to the Ethiopian film to 200,000 minus 10,000 price. If the price is 12 birr, what is the price elasticity of demand? Kanas gaafa calculate goonu deebisaa arganna jechuudha. Negative 1.5 arganna jechuudha. Calculation kana hojjechuudhaaf garuu elasticity qixxeeta change in quantity over average quantity, that is also change in price over average of price jenne kana calculate goone arganna jechuudha. Question number 99. If the number of consumer in a loan market has individual demand, curve is P is equal to 101 minus 10Q. What is the market demand curve is represent consumer 10 consumers? Gaafii 93ffaan tokkoon fayyadama gabaa loomii keessatti karviin fedhii P is equal to 100 minus 10 quantity yoo qabaate fayyadamtoonni 10 yeroo itti jiraatanitti karviin gabaa maal ta'edha? So that should be B P is equal to 101 minus 100 cube. Means that the market demand curve is the sum of the individual demand curves resulting in P is equal to 101 minus 100 cube for 10 consumers. Question number 100. What happens to equilibrium price and quantity when there is an increase in demand and supply remains constant? Gaafii 100ffaan yeroo fedhiin dabalu dhiyeessiin dhaabbataa ta'e hafu gatiin baay'inni wal madaaluu maal ta'edha? So that should be A equilibrium price increase, quantity also increase. When there is increase in demand and supply remains constant, the equilibrium price and quantity both increase. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget like, subscribe, share, comment Aliyi's YouTube channel. One video ko dhaggeeffataniif guddaa galatoomaa. warra like hin godhin subscribe hin godhin hadhuma like subscribe gochuun maatii alisaan subtaa gaafa like subscribe gootan wanta an gadi lakkisuu dafee waan isin bira ga'uuf like subscribe gochuun akkasuma hiriyoota keessaniifis share gochuun hin dagatina. Garee keessattuu garee telegram yoo qabaattan karaa telegram groupiitiin hiriyoota keessaniifis share gochuun akkasuma video koo like subscribe gochuun wanta an gadi lakkisuu dafee akka isin bira ga'u taasisaa. Akkasuma comment yoo qabaattanis karaa comment na barreessaa. Yeroo itti aanu tutorial unit 3 irratti gaafilee qormaataa deebii isaanii wajjin qabadhee hanga isin dhufutti yeroo gaarii isin haa ta'u. If you have any question or suggestion, please write under comment. Until I come back with other tutorial video, good time for you. Thank you. Well back again.